I mailed my husband's second phone to his mother, so I need to back up a little because the phone isn't really the story, it's just how the story ended. Mark and I have been married 9 years. About 4 months ago, I noticed he started keeping his phone face down, which, okay, everybody does that, I'm not crazy, but then he started taking it into the bathroom. He started charging it in the garage overnight instead of on the nightstand like he had for years. The kind of stuff you tell yourself you're imagining. Then one night, I'm folding laundry and his gym bag is on the bed and it buzzes. Not his phone. His phone was in his hand on the couch. Something in the bag buzzed. I froze, honestly, because I already knew what that meant before I even unzipped it. There was a second phone. Cheap one. Cracked screen. The kind you buy with cash. And it was locked, which somehow made it worse. I didn't say anything that night. I put it back exactly where it was, and I laid in bed next to him doing that thing where you breathe normal on purpose. The next day I started paying attention. He'd go run to the store and be gone an hour and come back with 1 bag of chips. He'd step onto the porch to take a work call at 9 p.m. He works in HVAC. I waited until he was in the shower and I brought the second phone in close to his face while he had his eyes closed rinsing shampoo. It unlocked. And I'm standing there in the bathroom scrolling. And it's all there. Same woman. Months of it. Her name was Danielle. There were pictures. There were texts about hotels. There was one that said, "Does she still not know?" And he'd replied, "No, she's clueless." Clueless. That one word. I put the phone down and I finished making the kids' lunches like nothing happened. Here's the part people get stuck on. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I got very, very calm, which anyone who knows me will tell you is the scary version of me. I made a plan, and the plan started with his mother, Carol. Now you have to understand Carol. Carol is a church-going woman who raised Mark to believe that a man's word is everything. Carol has told me, to my face, more than once, that her son would never. Carol sends me articles about how phones are ruining marriages. So I backed up everything to a folder, screenshots, the pictures that weren't obscene, all of it. Then I took that cracked little phone, wrapped it in bubble wrap, and I put it in a padded envelope, and I mailed it to Carol with a note. The note just said, "He left this at our house. Thought you should have it since you're always so sure who he is. Password's his birthday." Then I waited. I didn't tell Mark anything. I made his dinner. I asked about his day. For 3 days, I was the perfect wife while a USPS truck carried his whole secret to the one person on earth whose opinion he actually cares about. Day 3, we're eating dinner, and his phone rings. His real one. It's Carol. He picks up all cheerful, "Hey ma," and then I watch his face. I watch it drop floor by floor like an elevator. He goes into the garage. I can hear him through the wall. "Ma, that's not. Ma, let me explain. Where did you even get?" And then this long silence, and then just, "Okay. He came back in white as a sheet. He set his phone on the table very slowly, and he looked at me and he said, "Did you send my mother a phone?" And I said, "I sent your mother your phone. There's a difference." He said, "You had no right." I said, "You told Danielle I was clueless." So I figured I'd clear that up. He just kept saying my name like it was a question. Rachel, Rachel, Rachel. Like if he said it enough, I'd turn back into the version of me that didn't know. I let him get through it. Then I slid a folder across the table, printed, tabbed, everything. And I said, "That's your copy. Carol has hers. My lawyer has the original." He goes, "You got a lawyer already?" And I said, "Honey, I mailed the phone Tuesday. I called her Monday." He started crying, actual crying, saying we could fix this, saying Danielle didn't mean anything, saying his mother would never look at him the same. And that last one, that's the only part he really seemed scared of. I stood up and cleared my plate. I told him he could sleep in the garage since he liked it out there so much for his phone calls. Carol calls me now, not him, me. She started last Sunday and she hasn't stopped.